toast to their career.
The perfect combination, boy.
Hip hard legends in the South.
This is sports fans' only home for the hottest sports show around. These guys are on fire.
You're now listening to KJ and Shawn Mack. Now let's talk some damn sports.
Welcome back to Sports Fans Only Top 10 Series with your hosts KJ and Shawn Mack. And today we're going to focus on the MLB a little bit. But before we get into that, what's the deal, my brother? How you doing?
Living life, doing well. Greet them how I always greet them. What's good? All right, K, first, I just want to do a quick thank you to all the subscribers. We're almost at 500 subscribers, so we'd like to just clap it up for them. All
Beautiful,
right, that's
beautiful.
enough. So what's up, baby? Holla at me. What's good with
Chilling,
you?
man. But everything's all right. As you know, I was in the gym. And for all you people who haven't been to the gym in about 2 years or so, and you decide you want to go back and be Arnold Schwarzenegger, I was sore beyond belief the last 5 days. My wife had to deal with me. I had to go. I don't know if you saw it in the group text. I went and got a deep tissue massager.
I saw that.
Oh, my God. That thing, I suggest you go get one. If you're ever sore.
I have one.
Oh, you have one?
Yeah, but I hate using it on myself. It kind of defeats the purpose.
It does kind of. That kind of blows it, because if my right arm's sore and I'm doing this arm, by the time I'm done doing this one's tight again because I done had it. You know what I mean?
Yep.
But needless to say, I was horrible the whole weekend. So I'm good now. I'm going to get back in the gym tomorrow. So, hey, everybody out there, kids, old people, young people, middle-aged people, make sure you exercise, man.
Yeah.
Got to keep it real active.
Got to stretch, too.
Got to stretch.
You're done.
I'm going to start using that thing every time I come out the gym now. When I'm done, I'm just going to massage myself down every time.
Definitely.
But anyway, let's get into this MLB Top 10 series. Before we get into that, I want to just give a little background on who we're talking about today. We're going to be talking about Ken Griffey Jr. and Barry Bonds. So anybody in our age bracket pretty much knows they were the two most dominant players, especially in the 90s and 2000s. Most people now, if you're younger, you probably look at Mike Trout, right? They would probably say Mike Trout.
Harper at one point, but not quite right now. Just for one moment, I hate to break zone. Bring your mic down a little bit to your mouth.
Oh, yeah. All right, my bad.
It's all right, babe.
There we go. How's that? That's good?
Better. Much better. Beautiful.
All right, cool. Hopefully that didn't mess up the audio.
No.
But anyway, that's what we do, teammates got to hold me down. But anyway, getting back to the subject at hand, Ken Griffey, Barry Bonds, like I said, Mike Trout, maybe like you said, Bryce Harper might kind of equate to those two type of players. But in my opinion, Mike Trout might be the closest thing, but I don't think he's as good as either one of them. But that's neither here nor there. Both second-generation ball players having famous fathers. That's Barry Bonds and Ken Griffey, that is. Both their fathers played in the MLB. And as far as Ken Griffey Jr. and Barry Bonds, they both had similar paths to the MLB, came up as teenagers. They were drafted, a skyrocket ascension into the MLB. Barry Bonds debuted with the Pittsburgh Pirates in 1986. He went on to finish sixth in the Rookie of the Year voting at the age of 21. He would go on to play 7 seasons with the Pittsburgh Pirates, totaling 176 career home runs. He batted .275, winning 2 MVP awards in his first 7 years, which is amazing. I don't even think Michael Jordan, I'm trying to think of other great players in other leagues who won 2 MVPs in the first 7 years. I think LeBron might have. I don't even think Jordan did that.
Bird did.
Bird did, yes. Bird did. Magic? How many does Magic have?
MVPs?
Does he have any?
I don't think Magic Johnson has an MVP of the league. No.
That's to have that many championships and no MVPs. I don't think any Laker has an MVP in that during the primetime Lakers.
Kareem?
We'll have to go check that out. We're getting a little off sidetracked, but that's interesting. But anyway, like I said, he had 2 MVPs before he even went to the San Francisco Giants, which he went to in 1993. He stayed there to 2007. Bonds would rewrite the history books while wearing the San Francisco Giants uniform. He would go on to win 6 more MVP awards. This man has 8 MVP awards, and he's not in the Hall of Fame. In that span, now we all know why that's due to steroids, but we'll talk about that in a minute. 586 home runs with the San Francisco Giants. Of course, the single season record, he had 73 back in 2001. By the time he was done playing, his final major league game in 2007, he would end up with 762 career home runs. Now, anything you want to add on to that? Because I know you actually watched this time period. You know what? We'll get into that after I finish with Ken Griffey.
Yeah, no problem.
Ken Griffey Jr., he had his own share of early success. He debuted with the Seattle Mariners in 1989 at the age of 19. He finished third in Rookie of the Year, his first season. 11 seasons with the Mariners, Griffey would receive MVP votes in 9 seasons, winning his one and only MVP in 1997. Griffey would hit 398 career home runs in the stint with the Mariners. He batted .299 over that 11-year span. And the Seattle Mariners, for the most part, he was definitely the most iconic. Would you say they underachieved his entire time? Because they had some great offensive teams.
Yeah, because you had Randy there, you had A-Rod there.
Yep. Jay Buhner. I don't know if you remember. He had the ball-headed dude. Their DH.
Martinez.
Yep. It was loaded. They had a loaded team, and they just never were able to get to. One of the Boom brothers played second base. He was there. So at the age, in 2000, at the age of 30, Griffey requested a trade to Cincinnati. He was actually born there in Ohio. That's why he wanted to go back. He was actually living in Florida, so he wanted to be closer to his Florida home. And of course, they were giving him the most money. So that's where he ended up going. During his tenure with the Reds, if you all know, a lot of injuries started to build up. And this is where people say if he would have took steroids, he probably, who knows what type of numbers he would have put up if he decided to do steroids. But, but like most players, he didn't have that. He kind of let his body go. He became the fat Ken Griffey in Cincinnati. He got the beer belly. And athletes know once you stop training, your body's going to break down. So that's basically what happened with him. Home runs number 400, 500, and 600 all came in a Cincinnati Reds uniform. 2008, he was traded to the Chicago White Sox for the remainder of the season. And 2009, he would re-sign with the Seattle Mariners just to retire with them. Griffey retired in the middle of that 2009 season with 630 career home runs, 132 behind his longtime friend Barry Bonds. And like I said, if not for being an honest man and not, staying away from the steroids, I think he might have had the most home runs of all time. Had the sweetest swing of all time. Yeah,
definitely the sweetest swing. I just want to add on to some more of Griffey's stats. He was .284 batting average, 1,836 RBIs, which ranks for 16th overall.
Beautiful. And I always looked at Barry Bonds and I was like, if you just weren't an ass, like meaning to the media. Yeah. Because if you look at his career, he just kind of went out of his way. Now, I get it. His father told him a lot of stories of how the media treated him.
He grew up in the Jim Crow era, so
exactly, and he was hard on him. And when he went to the ballparks with his dad, he would see how they treated him. So he grew up with a type of resentment. So I get it, but I think that's the reason why the media tried to crown Ken Griffey as the MLB's version of Michael Jordan. Yeah, remember he had all the commercials, just like Jordan. The commercials were even kind of comparable when you look at how they filmed them. They gave him the shoe and all that stuff. So
those shoes was nasty though.
Yeah, they were. They still are. I wish I need to get me a pair. Do you?
Yeah, I have the orange pair.
Oh, you got the orange pair?
Yeah, with the yellow on it.
I never wear them. I was about to say 5
years. Yeah, I had them for like 5 years.
You better get one of those SFO shirts and match it up. I know we got something. Yeah, you got to do that.
Didn't think about that. We'll do.
Yeah. So anyway, now giving you the little background on those two. Like we said, we turned this into the top 10 series. So today we're doing the MLB. So I think we're going to go with a little top 10 sluggers of all time. That's what we're doing, right, Shawn?
Yep, top 10 outfield sluggers of all time. Now, I just have one question before we get started. Just your opinion.
Okay.
Because I believe this person to be this. But do you think Barry Bonds was a Hall of Famer before any mentions of steroids? in his life.
Absolutely. He, like I said, 2-time MVP in his first 7 seasons. That's like somebody coming along and saying after LeBron's first 7 seasons, you could look at somebody, right, and tell their trajectory. You could look at somebody and say, if this person just keeps this up, they are a Hall of Fame player. Now, whether or not they get hurt or not down the line or something happens to prevent that, that's one thing. But you could look at somebody and say they're a Hall of Fame talent. Of course, he had to get the stats to back that up.
Yeah.
But everybody knew he was a Hall of Fame talent, including yourself. So
did he have any Golden Gloves?
He did. He didn't have as many as Ken Griffey Jr. I think Barry Bonds had 8 Golden Gloves, and Ken Griffey had double digits. I'm not sure exactly what the number is, but he definitely had double digits.
And he was quite sick on the base. He was a 30 for 30 guy.
Barry Bonds,
right?
Yes.
So it's safe to say that he had the Golden Gloves. He batted for average more back then.
No, hold on. Let me just stop you real quick. Griffey had more Golden Gloves.
Okay. I'm just thinking about why people would think that he doesn't belong in the Hall of Fame, talking about Bonds when
Got you.
half of his career and on the top half was a Hall of Fame career.
Yeah. Now let's see. Golden Gloves. I'm looking at it right here. Bonds had 8. Ken Griffey had 10.
Okay. And most of those Golden Gloves came early in Bonds' career because as he got older and the steroid use per se, he wasn't running around fast and stuff like that. That was early in his career where most of his Gold Gloves came from, right?
Exactly. And a little context on that speed, Bonds had around 480 stolen bases for his career.
Yeah.
Ken Griffey only had in the mid 100s. So it was like 160, 170 around there. Let me just give this real quick, Shawn Mac. Silver Slugger Awards, Barry Bonds had 12. Ken Griffey had 7. All-Star Games, Barry Bonds 14, Ken Griffey 13. All-Star Games, MVPs, Ken Griffey 1. Surprisingly, Barry Bonds none. Comeback Player of the Year, Ken Griffey 1. That's not really a Barry Bonds was never hurt.
Exactly.
Home run champions, Ken Griffey 4, Barry Bonds 2. Batting champions, Barry Bonds 2, Ken Griffey 0. Lead the league in RBIs. They both led it once. On base percentage, Barry Bonds 10. Barry Bonds 10, Ken Griffey 0. So Barry Bonds led the league in on base percentage. He had over 100 walks in the season over 9 times, whereas Ken Griffey never did that. He usually averaged between 60 and 70, and walks is what's going to make your on base percentage go up. That's a combination between walks and hits.
Yeah.
And that's it. League leader in slugging percentage, Barry Bonds 7, Ken Griffey 1.
Gotcha. All right. Beautifully said.
All right.
Clap it up for you.
Thank you.
No
Appreciate
problem.
that.
No problem.
Appreciate that.
I always appreciate when my peeps do they shit, you know. Especially stuff I can't do.
Yeah.
All right, so let's get to this list.
All right.
I want to try to change this on the fly now that I'm thinking about this more.
Okay. Me too. I'm right there with you.
All right, so we're really getting to the nuts and bolts on Ken Griffey. When you check out this list of 10, he's not on it, and he's in the honorable mention category. So I'm going to spit out some of these numbers of these people, mostly just the people on the list, and I want you to let me know why isn't Ken on this list, and is he better than anybody?
Okay.
That's cool.
Let's do it. Yeah, let's do it. Let's do it.
Number 1, we all know Babe Ruth. .342 batting average, on base percentage of .474. Slugging, damn, .69. 714 home runs, 2,214 RBIs. He had a WAR of 162.1. Break down what a WAR is to me.
WAR is win above replacement. Basically, that's stating how many wins you account for. So your production. So what's his WAR? What did it say his WAR was?
His WAR was 162.1.
Oh wow, 162.1.
Yeah.
I don't even know how to. Well, let me see something. Let me just see something real quick.
But while you're looking that up, would you put Ken Griffey over the Babe?
See, and goes back. Remember, we were just doing the pitcher one, and we were saying the different errors. And what I was about to look up, maybe you can look this up while I'm talking. What was the average fastball back in 1920? Let's see if that comes up. And I'm just because when it comes to baseball, hitting the ball is hitting the ball. So, it's not any easier now than it was back in 1920, 1910. The only difference I would say is that you didn't have as many pitchers. Nowadays in the majors, you have like 8 to 10 people in the bullpen. You have all these specialized, so as a batter, you're seeing all these different pitchers during the course of the game, whereas back then you might see one, maybe two at the most.
They say they don't really give a date on it, but they're saying more of the old school time, like I guess the late 1800s, early 20s, 1920s. Yeah, from 18 to 20s, the average was 85.
Oh, wow. See, that's a big dip. The average fastball in the 90s was probably around 90, 92, 91, 90, that's a 7 mile per hour difference. So if you're saying the best pitcher, that's average. So the best pitchers probably still could throw in the 90s back then.
Yeah, probably 91, 92.
Yeah, 91, 92, and that's the elite pitchers. Whereas Ken Griffey and them, the average pitcher was throwing that. So you got to kind of put that into – and they were –
you beat Let me know.
I'm going to have to go with Babe Ruth. His average was so much higher. What was his career average?
His career average for what?
Hitting. What was his career batting average?
3.342 batting average. On base, 4.7. The slugging was ridiculous.
Yeah. I'm not a hater. Some people might say Ken Griffey if, they're black and they just pick. I'm not a hater. I'm a baseball enthusiast. So I'm going to have to go with Babe Ruth just because he didn't just have to hit home runs. He hit for average. There was some seasons where he hit in the high 300s. So, I'm going to go with Babe Ruth.
Babe Ruth. Number 2 is Barry Bonds on this list. I personally wouldn't put Ken over Barry.
No, I'm in agreement with you. Barry Bonds, as I've read down, there's certain things like Silver Slugger awards where Barry Bonds won 12 and Ken Griffey never won them. And that's basically the best hitter at their position. So there was a lot of times Ken Griffey wasn't the best at his position. So, Barry Bonds.
Number 3, we have Willie Mays, career stats, .302 batting average, .384 on-base percentage, with a slugging average of .557, 600 home runs, 1,903 RBIs, and 338 stolen bases with a WAR of 156.2. Who you got?
I'm going to go with Willie Mays. Once again, and the reason why I'm going with Willie Mays, those players back then, the black players, you had to deal with. So when you go into the plate, you could easily – a white player might just not like you and decide to try to kill you by throwing at your face. So Ken Griffey didn't have to deal with that aspect or the people in the stands yelling.
No. He grew up actually a child of not a GOAT, but a great player. So he had it well growing up.
He had it well. So to have to face that pressure and he still put up better numbers overall than Ken Griffey. So so I'm going to have to go with Willie Mays on that one too.
All right. Number 4, we're just going to say it and skip on.
Skip on from now. Yep.
Hank Aaron. I'm going to put Hank.
I'm going to put Hank too. Hank, because people don't know, he batted 3. He's a 300 lifetime career hitter. So
just barely though.
Just bad. Was it 300? Or is it 299? 305?
Yeah.
Yeah. So I'm gonna.
And his slugging wasn't high. It's 5.55. The home runs is the key, but that's longevity.
Longevity. I think he had like 30-something home runs for like 15 to 17 straight years, something crazy like that.
Okay. Now this next guy. So we're in agreement, Hank.
Yep, Hank.
This list looking real smart right now. Just by the way, we're really dwelling into it.
Yeah.
I know this guy from doing On This Day in Sport, Stan Musel. I hope I pronounced it right.
Now are we talking power or are we just talking who's the better player?
Better player, and why isn't Ken Griffey on this damn list?
Okay. So if we're just see, I don't know about Stan Musial on the field, but I know as a hitter, he's definitely better than Ken Griffey. But I don't know about as far as the overall baseball player. So if we're just talking about hitting and who's the better hitter all time, I got to go with Stan Musial. He was a beast at the plate.
Yes, he was. His 5-year peak was from 1943 to 1948, 475 home runs, 3.31, batting average on base, .47, slugging, 5.59. And he had a lot of RBIs. I mean, he only got 2,000 RBIs.
And I want to say this for the audience and also for you, Shawn Mack. If Ken Griffey, this would change my whole thinking. If he didn't get the beer belly and if he would have took care of himself, that could change everything. I'm not saying he doesn't have to
finish that career strong, right?
He finished it. Strong. Yeah. His last 6 years were just
the whole
average.
Cincinnati thing. The whole Cincinnati
thing
was horrible. I didn't like it either.
Me neither.
Breeze was gone. Yeah. Moving on because we got to wrap up soon.
Anybody hit close to 400 and he had a lot of home runs. I'm not sure what the background. So I'm going to go with Ty Cobb.
Ty Cobb. You're not going to give the whole era thing and who he was playing against?
Yeah, you know what? Now that you say that, he played even before Babe Ruth. So it was even more. MLB was even more in its infant stage.
Yeah, his 5-year peak was from 1909 to 1913.
Actually, forgive me. I'm glad you just said that. I'm putting Ken Griffey over him. You put Ken Griffey back then with his talent. Yeah, I'm gonna put Ken Griffey over Ty Cobb. A lot of people not gonna like that, but
right, so he finally moved into the top 10. So he's finally in there, which is cool.
Now I don't know if I would take Ty Cobb completely out, but somebody would have to go out.
All right.
I think he's a better hitter than him, but Ty Cobb might be a better hitter than somebody else on this. But go ahead.
Okay, this guy I also know from On This Day in Sport. 5-year peak from 1912 to 1916. Tris Speaker.
You probably know more about him than I do, just off of This Day in Sports.
No, we're gonna pick Ken.
Yeah.
Say if we don't know you, we moving on, bro. Oh damn! I guess we're gonna move this one fast. Mickey Mantle.
Okay, it's Mickey Mantle. We got
I got Mickey.
Yeah, you got to give it to Mick. The Mick.
2, Ted Williams. I got Ted.
Ted Williams.
Even though 1946 to 1950 is kind of back in the days, but baseball kind of resembled baseball that I knew in the 80s from the 50s. It was similar, you know.
And the black players were starting. And that's another thing you got to take. Ty Cobb didn't play against no black players. Babe Ruth didn't play against no black. And you got to take, because some of the greatest, Bob Gibson, Satchel Paige, some of the greatest MLB pitchers came after their era.
Yeah.
Ted Williams faced them. Mickey Mantle faced them, but Ty Cobb and Babe Ruth didn't. So that's another thing you got to take into consideration.
All right, one-word answer. Frank Robinson. I got Ken.
That's a tough one for me, but we don't got time, so I don't want to give my reasons. I'm gonna go with Frank Robinson on that one. I think he was a switch hitter. I think he was a switch hitter. Yeah, he was a switch hitter, and that's close though. That's a toss up for me.
Okay.
I'm just to give a little, just because you said Ken, I don't want us to agree on everything. So
that was number 10. So overall, we have him sitting at 8.
Sitting at 8, and I could
out Speaker, or you're taking out the other guy,
Ty Cobb.
Yeah, but let's do some honorable mentions right fast. You have they had DiMaggio on here too, but I don't know.
As honorable mention?
Yeah, he was the most honorable mention. Was Joe DiMaggio, Mike Trout, Ichiro, Roberto Clemente, Ken Griffey Jr., Pete Rose, Ricky Henderson.
Oh, I don't know about Ricky Henderson over Albert Pujols.
Me neither.
How you not have Albert Pujols on there?
Well, maybe they're considering that Pujols only played the first, I think, 3 to 4 years in the outfield, and he got hurt, then he moved to first base.
That's true, and he's still active. I don't think any of those players are active.
No, none of these players are active.
So maybe that's why. Man, I guess we'll revisit this list maybe a year or two from now, because this is definitely his last year, he said. So maybe next year, maybe the anniversary from this show, we'll revisit this topic. So,
gotcha. All right, so we have Ken Griffey Jr. moving into the top 10 of the best outfield slugging major leaguers of all time.
Yes.
I think he belongs there. I'm glad we were able to maneuver him in there.
Yeah.
And as time passes, it seemed like the older guys are always going to get knocked down. I don't think that's ever going to happen from our generation when we were younger, like per se, Bird and Magic, which we have seen him get knocked down by Kobe, Jordan, LeBron.
Yeah.
So it happens, and then Bird got knocked down a little bit by Durant at the small forward position. But these guys are always going to be in that top 10, top 20 list. So
definitely.
That was good. That was good, Kay.
That was good. Let's wrap it up. Let me just ask you this one quick thing. Let's wrap it up. Do you think the pitchers of this era, the reverse might happen to them because of the way the hitters are swinging and the spider tack stuff and all that? Do you think pitchers that are considered great now won't be considered all-time greats because of everything that's going on right now?
I would say so. Because,
some of them?
Yeah, because for one, you don't have many greats right now. All you have
no, you don't.
DeGrom and maybe who else?
Garrett Cole. I'm a little hesitant to call him great. Garrett Cole.
Yeah, Cole on the borderline. Kershaw
definitely.
Issues. He just exercised his demons last year.
Who the dude from San Francisco? Dude with the beard, nasty. He's still pitching. Bumgarner.
Yeah. They'll be appreciated as time passes, but they definitely won't move up into the tops like we know. Your Clemens,
definitely.
Nolan Ryans and all those guys. I don't think so at all.
Definitely. So anyway, beautiful show. We're gonna have to do that, Will Chamberlain. At some point, we're gonna do the top 10 big best centers, and we have to get that on YouTube because I need everybody to hear your logic behind the Will Chamberlain conversation. Yeah. So anyway, I'm glad you guys came by to visit us today here at Sports Fans Only. Me and Shawn Mack. That didn't come out too good, but anyway.
Wrap it up, bro. Wrap it up. Hold up. I got to laugh at you now.
Anyway, man, that was good. That was flawless into that right there, man.
Yeah, it was.
That was flawless.
Then you come in.
I fumbled it like what's the dude with the Cleveland Browns? He fumbled at the goal line. Yeah, that was me. But anyway, thank you for joining the Top 10 series list with your host, KJ and Shawn Mack. And this is
Sports Fans Only. Peace.